Good morning or good afternoon, dependent on where you are in the world. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today for our second installment of our Glassdoor tutorial series, Recruiting Top Talent on Glassdoor. My name is Nina. I'm an Associate Marketing Manager here at Glassdoor, and I will be your moderator for the day. All right, so a couple of webinar tips for attendees before we get started. Your audio is streaming over the web, so please make sure that your speakers are turned on and turned up so that you can hear all the wonderful content we'll be sharing with you today. All lines will be muted to avoid background noise, but you can ask questions at any time by typing them into the Q&A tab you see in the lower left corner of your window. To be mindful of everybody's time, we will address all of your questions at the end of the presentation, but please feel free to shoot those through the line whenever you may have them. And for all you social butterflies out there, I'd like to invite you to join the conversation with us socially throughout the presentation using the hashtag GDChat, as we will be live tweeting. Our handle is GD4Employers, that's GDFOR Employers. And now I'd like to introduce our amazing speaker for the day. We're joined by Jamie Hichens, who is a Senior Talent Acquisition Partner here at Glassdoor. So without further ado, Jamie, I will let you take it away for us.
Thanks, Nina. Excited to be here today. I've been recruiting for 10 years in the Bay Area, specializing primarily in the marketing, creative, and advertising space. And I've been at Glassdoor for a year and a half as a G&A recruiter, and I'm currently the interim head of talent acquisition. So let's look at our agenda for today. So we'll be covering today's candidates, recruiting the informed candidate, 5 ways to use Glassdoor to recruit, and then we'll end with Q&A. So the way that candidates interact with future employers and really the overall job search experience has fundamentally changed. That being said, the days of blindly applying to jobs are long gone. Today's candidates now treat their job search as a critical decision, one where they rely on reviews, research, and referrals before making a decision on where they want to go to work. So this shouldn't come as a surprise since we know that the world around us is changing, and that's due largely in part to the fact that transparency is more prevalent than ever before. It's how we make decisions today because consumers are now carefully considering their choices and doing a ton of research, even when it comes to relatively insignificant purchases. We know that 84% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And with all this information at our fingertips, consumers are now in the driver's seat. With that, the world of recruiting is changing too. As a recruiter, I think you can all agree with me that our job is more complex and harder than it used to be. We used to have to just write a job description. Now it's all about building out your employer brand. And similarly, we used to fill our pipeline with applicants, fill the rec, be done. Now it's not just about that, but it's about better hires, candidate fit, and employee retention. Now that candidates have access to all this information at their fingertips, it can be scary for employers, but this is actually a really good thing because the best candidates and the one who can make the best hires are the ones with the right information who end up with the right expectations going into the job. So they're informed candidates, and here at Glassdoor, we help employers hire informed candidates at scale. So recruiting the informed candidate. Your challenge is that the tools you've been given to recruit and hire have not been designed to get you these truly informed candidates. So with sourcing, you're spending time trying to cherry pick quality candidates. And with job boards, you're getting a lot of applicants because you're spending time sifting through to get to the good ones. And even the best candidates that both these channels deliver still lack the info that they need to be truly informed, to learn what the company is really like, the good, the bad, the ugly, so that they can decide whether it's the right fit for them. So that's where Glassdoor comes in, and this is how Glassdoor works. So with insights, Glassdoor has all the jobs, plus insights like salaries, interview questions, company reviews. And then we have the audience, which attracts job seekers and employers alike to learn what feedback current and former employees have to say. And we have a community. We're building a growing community of over 41 million visitors each month. And as a result, our audience grows and they contribute their own employee and candidate experience, and the flywheel continues. So both sides benefit from this two-sided marketplace. Job seekers are able to gain the necessary information they need to make an informed decision about a future employer or where they want to go work. And employers are receiving more engaged, informed candidates who've done their research and already self-selected into wanting to work for your organization. So a recent survey of U.S. job seekers just last week shows that 93% of job seekers today want to be thoughtful and informed about all aspects of a company before accepting a job. And Glassdoor is the only place with all the critical information today's job seekers require in their search to become truly informed. That includes company ratings, salary estimates, employee reviews, benefits information, photos, videos, even interview questions on over 700,000 companies worldwide. This is the kind of information today's job seekers expect, and your company story has to be told here because this is where they're looking for it. Glassdoor is part of every stage of the job search journey for these informed candidates. From awareness in their job search when they first hear about your company, to the consideration stage where candidates first start their research, to the interview, and all the way through to their decision to either accept the offer or not. And you need to be here to capture these informed candidates. But more importantly, if these are the candidates you want, you need to be putting your jobs in front of them as well. This leads to saving recruiters valuable time throughout the process. From the start, jobs in front of an engaged audience of 41 million people. Then after you post your job, there are fewer unqualified resumes to sift through. During the interview process, the candidates are more engaged and responsive. Because they're the candidates who are the right fit, they're 2 times more likely to be hired. And the end result is condensing the entire hiring process and reducing the time to fill. So you might be asking, how do you actually get started recruiting top talent on Glassdoor? We've broken it into 5 easy ways to get started. So there are tons of ways that you can use Glassdoor as part of your hiring strategy. But for the purpose of today's tutorial, by doing these 5 things, you'll be present in every stage of the job seeker journey. Building your best profile, posting your jobs, reaching ideal candidates, improving your interview process, and responding to reviews. Before you can get started recruiting top talent on Glassdoor, the first thing you'll want to do is claim your free employer account, FEA. By doing so, you'll gain access into your employer center, where you'll be able to build your profile, post jobs, post photos, respond to reviews, and more. So you can think of your Glassdoor profile as a personal social media profile. People can tell a lot about you by the content and images that you post, so it's important to be sure to use all these assets available in your Glassdoor profile to give an accurate view of your company culture. This is really important, the awareness funnel of your job seeker journey. So the following quick tips are quick tips on how to build your profile. So you want to include branded content. And this can be as simple as showcasing your logo or using an image-based header in company videos. Each brand is unique to itself, so it's important to show what makes you great, unique, and a place where candidates want to come work. You should show company photos, show pictures of your offices and your people, because this is where candidates can begin to get a real look of who makes up your organization, and they can start to visualize working there themselves. And then you want to fill out the Why Work For Us section. It's what makes your company special in your own words. So this is basically your elevator pitch, where you want to portray what makes your company a compelling place to work. You want to post your job straight from your ATS. This is one of the easiest ways to get your job in front of the right candidates. So once they've done their research, if your profile attracts the candidate's interest, they'll want to know if there's a job available. And we know that nearly 9 out of 10 people on Glassdoor are actively looking for jobs or open to new opportunities. So it's important to have your jobs visible for those who are looking and want to work for your company. Then there's the social integration. So you should display content from your social profile to show current information. Here it's important to make sure that everything is consistent across your different channels and that you're showcasing an authentic representation of your company. And then finally, the employer brand analytics. You'll be able to track these in your employer center, and it's a great way to keep track of how you're performing over time. And it's important to keep a pulse here so that you're able to make adjustments to your hiring process if it's clear that something isn't working for your company. And a pro tip is if you're stuck on how to present your company, take inspiration from your employment competitors. Review the profiles of other local companies and also read up on Glassdoor Best Places to Work winners to find out how those pros have nailed this at their organizations. Posting your jobs is an important part of how you can attract top talent to your organization. Sometimes candidates aren't getting all the information they want or need when they read job descriptions. So in order to entice the right candidates to apply, you'll want to make sure that your job posts accurately reflect what you're looking for in a language they understand. One big key here is to test job titles. If your jobs aren't getting many clicks, the titles may be too obscure, so you'll want to use common industry appropriate titles that accurately represent what the position entails. You also want to make sure that your job postings are providing accurate information. Your descriptions should give all the information job seekers are looking for, such as location, details about the role, responsibilities, minimum requirements, and how to apply. These descriptions should also be on brand. Good descriptions allow candidates to self-select based on shared values and professional interests, so make sure your brand is accurately represented. And another tip is to improve your descriptions with the following. So showcasing how the job contributes to your company's mission. Avoid lengthy paragraphs that will make candidates tune out. Use bullet points to get the main points across. Then illustrate the unique perks that your organization has. If there's something special about what you offer, show that. And also include links to your reviews. That may sound scary, but the more informed candidates are about what it's like to work for your company, the better. Be consistent. Standardize your process when you can. Your job postings should be similar to each other, focusing on the same aspects of your company, but unique to each position. With all the job options out there today, we know that candidates are harder than ever to source. I know this personally. An easy way to reach the ideal, best fit candidates that you're looking for is to use Glassdoor job ads. Job ads enable employers to get in front of the candidates when they search for jobs and research companies. By using job advertising, you'll be able to make candidates aware of open positions at your company across multiple channels to really amplify your search. And candidates will see these jobs on the Glassdoor mobile app, in job seeker email alerts, and on competitor profiles that aren't Glassdoor clients. And you're also able to target the right candidates by narrowing your search to more of the candidates that you really want. You can target by demographic data, search behavior, and interests from Glassdoor's community of informed potential candidates. This functionality is particularly beneficial if you're hiring for something specific, such as a sales development representative in Chicago, for example. By targeting the right candidates, you'll also save money in the long run by having your jobs appear only to the talent that you're trying to reach, helping you lower both your cost per hire and time per hire. You can also evaluate your interview process and what feedback candidates are leaving, using CloudWords to see common themes that are popping up in your interview process. So using these built-in CloudWords, we can begin to see the common trends. Once they say yes or no, we can dive into who we lost during the process. Of the reviews left for specific departments, functions, level, even location or job title, you can see, for example, what's my acceptance rate in Milwaukee versus the Boston office? What's the acceptance rate in the marketing department versus engineering department? And if there's a big discrepancy, I can identify my hiring superstars. Can these offices or locations train or teach other departments? Where do you start, especially in a large organization? You need to dive into the team, department by department, job function by job function, location by location. And you can also get insight into your competitors' hiring processes. So analyzing and leveraging that data is critical to see how your process stacks up, and will help you spot faults or weaknesses in your process and show you areas where improvement is needed. And the final tip is to respond to reviews. Just like no single person is perfect, job seekers know that no company is perfect either. So what may be a con for one person could be somebody else's dream job. Reviews aren't going to solely turn candidates away. In fact, we know that job seekers read at least 7 reviews before forming an opinion about a company, and that 62% say their perception of a company improves after seeing an employer respond to a review. A key point of that statistic is that I didn't say respond to a positive review, just a review in general. It's how you respond as an employer that improves your ability to attract talent here. If you respond in a negative, condescending, or combative tone, that will deter candidates from wanting to work at your company. But if you respond to a negative comment in a non-defensive voice, thank your reviewer for their feedback, address their concerns, even if it's something you can't do anything about, that sentiment will continue to attract job seekers to your company. So let's recap. Glassdoor is a pillar of successful hiring strategy. Building your Glassdoor profile helps promote your employer brand, and by posting effective job descriptions, reaching your target job seekers with job ads, monitoring results, improving your interview process, and responding to reviews, you'll be able to attract and hire the best fit candidates.